So I know the struggle to obtain treatment has been, a really difficult one for all of you, and this is an opportunity here to have your voice heard and to speak on behalf of millions of patients out there that are hoping to get treatment. And I'm, hoping that these days we do here will be, one step forward in helping to close the innovation gap that exists for rare diseases. And the innovation gap is all of you don't have a treatment, right? That's the innovation that doesn't exist. So when people say there's plenty of innovation, it's like, yeah, okay, if some drugs got approved, that's great, but how many people don't have treatments? And not even one, and I think there's thousands of them, thousands of diseases and millions of people. So we're here to talk about the innovation gap. And we want to realize the goal of every patient to have an opportunity to have treatment. At the EverLife Foundation, our mission is to accelerate biotech innovation, and doing so fulfill the vision that no disease is too rare to deserve treatment. So without further ado, let's move ahead to the introductions. First introduction is for Chairman Upton from Michigan. Congressman Upton chairs the Powerful Energy and Commerce Committee, and along with Congressman DeGette from Colorado, is the leading advocate for passing the historic 21st Century Cures Act in the House. We thank him for that effort. So today he's continuing to work with the Senate to make 21st Century Cures a reality for patients. And last year he was honored by RDLA with a Lifetime Achievement Award for his work on 21st Century Cures and his long-standing support for the rare disease community. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Upton.
Oh, thanks. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks. Good morning, a very good morning, and this is one of those days that I sort of wish that I hadn't voted against cloning because I'm supposed to be at multiple places all over the place. I'm delighted that the new FDA commissioner is here. We were excited when he was approved. This is not the first appearance that he's had with his new role, and we're going to be together, I think. The day works out for dinner tonight, so we'll catch up then. But first of all, I just have to say thank you. Couldn't happen without you. That is for sure. And your effort in the Senate was a great ad in roll call today. If you didn't see it, it's a two-page ad, but we need your help because we've got to really light that burner under the Senate's butt to get her done, as they say. In the House, my partner, Diana DeGette from Colorado, she and I, along with Frank Pallone, and really the leadership on both sides, Republican and Democrat, were most helpful and constructive to allow us to move the process forward. And for really more than 2 years, we've just listened, something Congress doesn't always do. But we listened to all the different groups that were out there to help us do the right thing. And particularly for our new FDA commissioner, we need the help of the FDA because they've got to approve these drugs and devices that we all want to make sure that they get to the patients so that we can solve those diseases that we all care about. Every family really is impacted by this in a major way. I know as I look at my family, my mom's a cancer survivor. My wife has lupus. My dad's got diabetes. My uncle who lived across the street died of Parkinson's. I'm no different than anybody else. But particularly for those with the rare diseases, where only 289 of the 7,000 rare diseases have an FDA approval treatment process. 50% of the folks with rare diseases have it as kids. And 30% of those kids never reach their 5th birthday. 80% of those diseases are genetic. We can do better. We can. And the way that we crafted this, with more money for the NIH, billions, and I want to compliment the Appropriations Committee, and again, we work with the leadership to get that done. But whether it be the FDA, the NIH, we can do better. And streamlining the process, allowing our researchers to work together, particularly on the trials, but be able to get those devices earlier and quicker is really something meaningful. So we're close. I think as many of you know, less than a year ago, we passed this bill out of committee 51-0. Now, I have to say, not a lot of things pass with a unanimous recorded vote. And on the House floor, We beat off the killer amendments, and we won with 344 votes. But now the issue is front and square in the Senate. And I have to compliment both Patty Murray, Democrat from Washington State, as well as Lamar Alexander. They know what the situation is, and they've started the process. They've started to mark up smaller bills. But our goal is that they can finish before the end of next month so that they can be ready to bring that bill to the floor. Now, I have to say, too, I applaud President Obama and the administration in terms of what they're trying to do now on cancer, the moonshot cancer. And as I was with the Vice President yesterday for a good period of time, and we're going to get together again week after next, I told him, I said, Joe, he calls me Fred, I said, we can't wait. I mean, if you were here in town yesterday, there was a story on the front page of the health section of the Washington Post of a man who just was identified with cancer, and he doesn't have a lot of time left. Whole different world than where he was a year ago. We can't wait. And we can't wait till next year. And we can't wait till the end of the year for really the President's task force to come up with the recommendations. We need to do it now. And I'm convinced that the time is there that we can do it this spring, that we can allow the Senate to do their work, that we allow the Vice President's task force to move forward with all the urgency that they have, and to be able to bring that piece then onto the Senate floor and merge it with what we've already done. Because it's, you know, we're already at second base. We don't need to go back to home plate again. We need to go to third and then to home and score the run. So your influence today, you're getting in to see the staff and members of the Senate is so important. And, you know, this is not a Republican or Democrat issue. It's an American issue. And, you know, if we can cut through the political crap that's out there, we can get it done. We can get it done. So it's a big day. Appreciate your help, and it's going to happen. So I'm the west side of Michigan is my district, right above Notre Dame, right across from Chicago. I have this team called the Chicago Cubs. It's been a long century, all right? But this year we're saying it's going to happen. So it's going to happen. So let's get it done. Thank you so much.